Hi, I'm Shelley. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to talk about the books that I'm planning on reading in February month. And of course February is a shorter month, so I'm not sure if I'll get to all of these books or not. And I've actually already read 2 shorter books. Last month I did up a list of the types of books I wanted to try to read this year to get a good variety of different genres. Because I do like to read different. I don't like to stick to one certain genre too much, because then I kind of get bored with it. So some of the reading challenges I spoke about in my last video, talking about my goals for 2026. So each month I'm going to try to do. I'm still participating in the Read What You Won't challenge, so I'm trying to read most of my TBR books I haven't read that I own physically. I'm still taking part in the buzzword reading challenges, which is the cover challenge and a word in the title of the book challenge. And this year I'm also taking part in the Read Good challenge, and there's a different challenge each month. So I'm picking a book for that one. And there may be a couple months where some of the challenges I might be able to make them both the same challenge, same book for 2 different challenges. And then there's I'm planning on rereading one of my favorite books each month as well. I want to read a nonfiction each month. I think I only have, last year I think I thought it was 7, but I think it might have been 10 nonfiction. So I'd like to read one each month. And I don't have a lot on my TBR, so I will get probably some from my ebook or audiobook from my library. And also I wanted to read a banned book each month. And now that banned book may be a reread. Because last month I read The Hobbit, which apparently was a banned or challenged book, and that was a reread. So I kind of combined those 2. So some months some of the challenges may be combined where possible. So this month, a nonfiction, since this is it's Black History Month, I don't really have any books by Black authors. I don't think I do. But I was looking through my library on the Libby app, the Newfoundland Labrador Public Library, like if there's any certain months, like they have book suggest for Black History Month, they put on their app. So they have like a Black History Month. I don't know if you can see that. And that's historical fiction, nonfiction, highlighting the lives of Black people. And there's over 100 titles there. And they also have Black Stories, Black Voices, which is fiction and biography, includes in memoirs, essays, contemporary fiction, and romance. And they also have Black Lives Matter and Black sci-fi and fantasy suggestions in there. Now that's the books that they have that I can request in books or audiobooks. So of course Black Lives Matter is books with racism, anti-racism, anti-racist organizing, and Black Lives Matter movement in Canada. And of course Black sci-fi and fantasy is sci-fi fantasy books by Black authors. So and I happened to pick, I'll put a picture up here. My library had the book and the audiobook was available, and I like to listen to audiobook, especially if the author is the one narrating it. And this one is, I'll put a picture up here. My voice is going already. And it's called Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name properly. This book originally came out in 2015, which is like 10 years ago now. And it's still, unfortunately, relevant in today's world as well. And he's from the United States, so this is American personal reflections from the United States. So this one, it says here in the description, for Ta-Nehisi Coates, history has always been personal. At every stage of his life, he sought in his explorations of history answers to the mysteries that surround him, most urgently why he and other black people he knew seemed to live in fear. What were they afraid of? Coates takes readers along on his journey through America's history of race and its contemporary resonances through a series of awakenings, moments when he discovered some new truth about our long-tangled history of race in the United States, whether through his myth-busting professors at Howard University, a trip to a Civil War battlefield with a rogue historian, a journey to Chicago's South Side to visit aging survivors of 20th century America's long war on black people, or a visit with the mother of a beloved friend who was shot down by the police. In his trademark style, a mix of lyrical, personal narrative, reimagined history, essayistic argument, and reportage, Coates provides readers a thrillingly illuminating new framework for understanding race, its history, our contemporary dilemma, and where we go from here. And this is it's essays that he wrote to his teenage son. So it was something very, of course, it's very personal to him as a black person, and I think as me as personally as a white person, I think you had to be reminded of what it's like for people of color, what they have to go through on a daily basis, really. So I'll talk more about this one when I do my wrap up for this month. But this was a very insightful book. It's only short. I think it was only like 4 or 5 hours long or something, the audio book. So it was definitely an interesting read. So that's that one. And as for rereads, I was planning on rereading Wuthering Heights. This movie's coming out this month, but I'm probably not even going to be seeing the movie anytime soon, or if I do, I don't know. And a few days ago, 3 or 4 days ago, we had a snowstorm, and I was looking at my shelf, and I thought it was a good time to reread Moon of the Crusted Snow, so I ended up picking this one up a couple days ago and just reading the whole thing, finishing it that same night, because it is only it's 218 pages altogether, so it's only a short book. And this is by Wabgishig Rice, and he's an Indigenous Canadian author. And this one is about, it's dystopian, post-apocalyptic. And it says, as one society collapses, another is reborn. With winter looming, a small northern Anishinaabe community goes dark, cut off from power and communication with no foreseeable resolution. Only very few residents truly realize the community's shortfalls. When unexpected visitors arrive, escaping the crumbling society to the south, tensions rise and allegiances are divided. The harsh winter months pass slowly, and the food supply dwindles as the death toll and panic rise. But the greatest threat to the survival of the reserve might come from within the community itself. This is actually the third time I reread this book. It originally came out in 2018. It is slow, even though it's only 218 pages, it is like a slower paced book. I find that Indigenous authors, their books are slower paced. And I really did enjoy this one. I'll talk more about it when I do my reading wrap up. This one also has, see if I can get it. This one also, he wrote a sequel a couple years ago. Was it 2023? 2023, he wrote the sequel, Moon of the Turning Leaves. So, I mean, if you enjoy this one, Moon of the Crusted Snow, want more, well, then he did write the sequel a couple years ago. And so I'm going to save the reread of this one to read probably in the fall. That's that one. I'll put that one up there. This one back on the shelf. All right, and the next I'll go through the buzzword reading challenges. So the buzzword reading challenges for February was The first one was in the word in the title, and that was a word that's on a keyboard or a symbol or a letter, number, whatever you wanted to do. So that's, I thought I'd show you this keyboard here. So there's insert, delete, and home. There's caps, there's lock, shift, control, escape. Did I already say delete? Probably, yes. So I mean, there's a lot of different words to choose from that are on a keyboard. And I chose The Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre by Philip Fracassi. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that. That's that one there. I got this one in the Aardvark book box last fall, and I didn't have it read, and I said it was a good time to read it. I'm actually 3/4 of the way through. I started it a couple days ago, and I'll probably finish it this evening. I did find it interesting. This is like a horror thriller type book. I don't read a lot of horror, but I am enjoying this one. And this one, of course, you can tell it happens in a retirement home. It says here, brimming with dark humor, violence, and mystery, the Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre is a blood-soaked slasher that will keep readers guessing until the very last page. And I'm up to 3/4 of the way, and I still have no idea who the slasher is. It says here, Rose is in her late 70s, living out her golden years at the Autumn Springs Retirement Home. When one of her friends dies alone in her apartment, Rose isn't too concerned. Accidents happen, especially at this age. Then another resident drops dead, and another. With bodies stacking up, Rose can't help but wonder, are these accidents, old age, or something far more sinister? Together with her best friend Miller, Rose begins to investigate. The further she digs, the more convinced she becomes there's a killer on the loose at Autumn Springs. And if Rose isn't careful, she may be their next victim. So I'm really enjoying this one so far. Like I said, I'm hoping to finish it sometime this evening. And today being Thursday, the 5th of February already. Okay, and the other buzzword reading challenge, the cover challenge, is a silhouette on the cover, and it could be a silhouette outline of a building, person, object. So I did have a couple. Actually, I had like 4 that I could have chose from. But so one of the ones that I'm thinking about reading, because I want to try to read through the rest of the Agatha Christie books that I have and haven't read, and that's The Hollow by Agatha Christie. And there's a silhouette of a gun on the cover. And this, of course, is another Hercule Poirot mystery. And this one says, a far from warm welcome greets Hercule Poirot as he arrives for lunch at Lucy Anquetel's country house. A man lies dying by the swimming pool, his blood dripping into the water. His wife stands over him holding a revolver. As Poirot investigates, he begins to realize that beneath the respectable surface lies a tangle of family secrets, and everyone becomes a suspect. So there's that one. And another one with a silhouette, and this one is also a banned book. And that's Ernest Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises, and this has a silhouette of a bull on the cover. So if I read this one, it would combine a banned book plus one of the buzzword if I don't get to the other one. And this one was originally published in 1926. I did read Ernest Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea a few years ago and enjoyed it. This one, it says, it's his first novel and a timeless example of his spare but powerful writing. A poignant look at the disillusionment and angst of the post-World War I generation. The novel introduces 2 of Hemingway's most unforgettable characters, Jake Barnes and Lady Brett Ashley. The story follows the flamboyant Brett and the hapless Jake as they journey from the wild nightlife of 1920s Paris to the brutal bullfighting rings of Spain with a motley group of expatriates. In his first great literary masterpiece, Hemingway portrays an age of moral bankruptcy, spiritual dissolution, unrealized love, and vanishing illusions. So I've had this one on my shelf for a while, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. And this one was published in 1926, so it came out 100 years ago. I'm not sure what month it came out. So it's pretty much 100 years old, if you can believe that. And this was a banned book, and I Googled it, and it says that it was one of the books that was burned in Germany. I guess Ernest Hemingway, the German government, or didn't like his writing at the time, I guess. And so, I mean, I guess if you had this book in Germany during World War I, World War II, I mean, well, who knows what would have happened to you. That's that one. Next book is for the Read Good Reading Challenge. And February's challenge is February, which is ROO. And it's to read a book by an Australian author. And I did have another one somewhere. It's a different Australian author. What one was it? Pictures of You by Emma Gray. I was thinking about reading that one. But then I thought about, I forgot that I had that Charlotte McConaughey is an Australian author. And I have this book by her that I haven't read called Once There Were Wolves. So, I haven't done my favorites wrap up of last year, but her book, Wild Dark Shore, was one of my favorites from last year. So I thought I picked this one up to read. And this one, it says, Inti Flynn arrives in Scotland with her twin sister Aggie to lead a team of biologists tasked with reintroducing 14 grey wolves into the remote highlands. She hopes to heal not only the dying landscape, but Aggie too, unmade by the terrible secrets that drove the sisters out of Alaska. Inti is not the woman she once was, either, changed by the harm she's witnessed, inflicted by humans on both the wild and one another. Yet as the wolves surprise everyone by thriving, Inti begins to let her guard down, even opening herself up to the possibility of love. When a farmer is found dead, Inti knows where the town will lay blame. Unable to accept that her wolves could be responsible, Inti makes a reckless decision to protect them. But if the wolves didn't make the kill, then who did? And what will Inti do when the man she is falling for seems to be the main suspect? Okay. So this one, I really love Charlotte's writing, so I'm looking forward to reading this one this month. And I also have the audiobook as well, so I will be listening to it as I'm reading it. All right, and these are a couple more. These are just authors that I want to read. So this one, I'm continuing with the Kathy Reich's Temperance Brennan series. So this is book 10, Bones to Ashes. So I'm going to try to read this one this month as well. I did read Evil Bones, which was the newest book in the series. So now I'm back to where I left off towards the beginning of the series. So I'm going to be continuing on with those. I'm going to try to get through most of them and get caught up, so that so it's not as confusing. So this one, it says, the discovery of a skeleton in Acadia, Canada, reawakens a traumatic episode for forensic anthropologist Temperance Brennan. Could the young girl's remains be those of Evangeline Landry, Tempe's friend who disappeared when Tempe was 12? Exotic, free-spirited, and slightly older, Evangeline enlivened Tempe's summer beach visits, then vanished amid whispers that she was dangerous. So that's that one. I'm looking forward to trying to get to that one this month. And since I'm almost finished the Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre, and that was, it seems like, the longest one, and the rest of the books are fairly short, except for this one is a bit longer, Kathy Reich's one. So I think I should probably get through all of them, maybe. And then I might just pick a book off my shelf. If I get through all of them, I'll pick a book off the part of my bookshelf where the books have had the longest, and try to get through more of my TBR, of course. Or I might choose, I'm waiting for a couple holds from the library, a couple other books, like for Black History Month. But I have, I'm going to go through all the books that the library and the app, books they've suggested, so I can make a note of the books that I'm interested in, and then I can probably just put them on hold or make a note of them, and then that way later on throughout the year when I want to read a book by a Black author, I can just go through that list from there and see. And like, of course, people are giving their own recommendations during February. So then if there's any books out there that I want to, that I'm interested in reading, then I'll make a note of those so that I'll have some ideas throughout the year. And the last one I have on my TBR that I want to get to, that I've only had a couple ones since November. That's The Burning Library by Julie McMillan. I read all of her other books and really enjoyed them. I'm like mystery, psychological thriller type books. This one is more of just like a mystery thriller, or more of a mystery, I guess. It's a bit different, I think she says, from her other books, but I'm sure it's going to be good nonetheless. And this one is a thrilling, dark academic tale of murder, obsession, and ruthless ambition set in remote St. Andrews, Scotland. So I do like a remote setting. And it says here, on a frigid, windswept day in Scotland's Western Isles, Eleanor Bruton's body is discovered on the shore. To her family, Eleanor was an ordinary middle-aged woman. She did flower arrangements and plumped kneeler cushions at church. Little did they know she was harboring a dark and all-consuming secret, a scrap of fraying embroidery that seemed worthless at first glance. I think that's all I'll read for now. My throat is really dry. So that's that one. So I'm looking forward to reading that one this month. I have the audiobook on hold from the library, and I'm next in line, so I'm expecting to get that one any day now, so I can listen and read this one. And I was on, I don't know if it was TikTok or Instagram, I saw that someone was talking about type of reader they are, and they said they were an immersive reader. They said they read the physical book, and I guess physical or ebook, I guess it could be, and listen to the audiobook at the same time. And I guess for the most part, I guess I'm probably an immersive reader, because I do like to listen and read at the same time. I find if I'm just reading, I can get easily distracted. Especially if there's other people around me, I get distracted. So, and it's not so bad if I'm home alone reading. But I do like to read the book and listen to the audiobook at the same time. So that is my reading plans for February. You'll probably see there's no romance. I'm not really a romance girly. So if you've read any of these, let me know what you thought of them. And let me know what your reading plans are for February. If you like to read just romance, or if you're like anti-romance type reader, and where it's Black History Month, maybe you can give me a suggestion for either, it doesn't have to be it can be nonfiction, fiction, sci-fi, book by a Black author, either Canadian, American, wherever in the world. Comment down below and let me know. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with another video. Bye.